After finishing her work, Mary went to the store. There she bought a lot of ingredients: potatoes, carrots, cabbage, onions, celery, dill, sour cream, and other things needed for fresh soup. The night before, James said he was really craving homemade soup. Unfortunately, the elevator didn't work, and Mary had to walk up to the 25th floor with her heavy bags. Exhausted but determined, she finally reached her apartment and pressed the bell button, but then realized there was no electricity in the building. Frustrated, Mary sighed heavily, took her keys, and unlocked the door. As she entered the apartment, she heard voices coming from the bedroom. Setting her bags aside in the hallway, Mary quietly walked to the bedroom door and listened to the conversation. "Why are you so pissed off, James? What amused Hades so much?" Mary heard James say angrily, "She could be here any minute, and you're laughing." "James, you're funny," Hades replied. "That's why I can't help but laugh. Why are you so afraid of Mary? What can she do to you?" "What's funny about me?" wondered James. "I find it funny that you're scared shitless of your own wife," replied Heidi, grinning. "That's enough to make anyone laugh. What makes you so afraid of her? Are you afraid she'll kick you out of the house?" James replied, "She could easily kick you out of the house." "I highly doubt that," Hades stated confidently. "After all, you have 2 children together. I don't think she'd want to be alone with them in this apartment. Besides, she's only 36. Do you really think she would agree to something like that? Or maybe there's another reason you're afraid something I don't know." Mary had the urge to burst into the bedroom and make a scene, or perhaps something more serious. But then a voice from above intervened. "Don't, Mary," the voice warned. "It will do you no good. On the contrary, it will only make things more difficult. Keep calm and, well, be patient. I'll give you a clue." Mary took a deep breath, counted to 10, and managed to calm herself down. "What's the hurry, really?" she pondered. "I'll always have time to make a scandal. Making trouble is not a difficult thing to do, especially since this man is not afraid of scandal. Moreover, they seem to enjoy it. No, the advantage is on my side now. I'll wait and listen. Maybe I'll learn something else interesting." "You just don't know her," James remarked dryly. "If you really knew her, Heidi, you wouldn't talk like that." "Heidi," thought Mary to herself defiantly. "Even so." Oh, sarcastically echoed her mistress. "If I only knew her. How dreadful it is. I tremble with fear. Sooner or later your wife will find it out." "Ah, that's it," pondered Mary. "Apparently, I shall have to reveal everything. Sooner or later. I wonder to whom I owe this pleasure. To her? You may be saying all the right things, but it will be better if it doesn't happen here and not now," James advised wisely. "Here, in this apartment. Understand, we've lived here with her for 5 years. We have 2 kids, as you know. This is an inconvenience. It would be better if you left now, Heidi. Honestly, go away. Mary will be home from work soon. What will she say if she finds us here? We've overstayed our welcome. We can meet tomorrow. You have no idea what might happen if she catches us here now." "And what, I wonder, could be the matter?" pondered Mary. "Well, I caught them here. So what? And I'm not afraid of her," Heidi said confidently, looking at James sternly. Bold, Mary thought to herself. "I wonder how old she is. And what does he see in her? According to others, she's unintelligent. She must be very attractive. It would be interesting to have a look at her. Well, I can do that." "And let her be caught," Heidi insisted. "And anyway, it's not I who should be afraid of her. It's she who should be afraid of me. And that goes for you, too, James. I wonder, thought Mary. What a piece of news. Why should I be afraid of her? What do you mean? Asked James, fear audible in his voice. Mary thought, sounds like she's very proud. Doesn't like to be used, you see. What are you doing here now, and with such pride? Mary again fought the urge to burst into the bedroom and make a scene. However, a voice from above reminded her not to do so. Calm down, Mary, the voice whispered. Not now. Who's using you, Heidi? James defended himself. I love you, and you'll see. We'll be married soon. And I'm only with Mary because we still have some unresolved issues, and I have 2 children. I'll work it out with Mary, and that'll be the end of it. Just you and me. No one in between. How could you think I'd use you? And stop dawdling, Heidi. Get dressed, James said nervously. Look at the clock. The bed needs to be made so Mary won't notice anything. And you're not dressed yet. Where are your tights? Where's your breath? Where? Heidi pondered to herself. It's still there. Today is the anniversary of our acquaintance, James, Heidi announced. That's fantastic, exclaimed James. Let's go to a restaurant and celebrate our anniversary. Get up and get dressed, please. Mary will be here soon. Don't you truly love me? I do, Heidi confirmed. Then why are you torturing me? Pleaded James sadly. I'm not going anywhere, James, Heidi said sternly. Don't you realize what's happening right now? I've been waiting a long time for this, and I'm not leaving until I know. Tonight, my love, your wife will know everything about us whether you want her to or not. And if you're so afraid, you have the option of leaving. She's out of her mind, Mary thought to herself. Are you crazy? Shouted James. I'm not even registered in this apartment. It's Mary's apartment. And now you want to tell her everything. And then what? Where are we going to live? In your rented apartment, Heidi? Or with my mom? Mary was taken aback. What do you mean it's Mary's apartment and you're not registered? Asked Heidi anxiously. That's exactly what it means, James clarified. Why didn't you tell me this before? Queried Heidi. I wanted to surprise you, Mary thought sarcastically. But a voice in her head warned her against gloating. Why? Asked James sincerely. You didn't fall in love with me because of this apartment. No, of course not, Eleanor replied. But let's face it, my love, these days it's... There, interrupted James cheerfully. And I have a plan. What's the plan? Inquired Heidi. I've got it all figured out, James said, overwhelmed with excitement. Mary and I are selling this apartment and buying a bigger one. She bought this apartment before we were married. Do you understand? But when we sell it and buy a new one, it's going to be a different story. It'll be like we bought it together. Do you understand? I understand, Heidi replied. Mary thought to herself, you're my darling. She understands. That's good, James said cheerfully. Now come on, my girl. Get out of bed, get dressed, and let's go. Where are your tights? Where did you throw them? Why do you have a habit of throwing your tights under the bed? All right. Don't complain, Heidi said with conviction. I get up. I'm getting dressed. I'm going to the restaurant. Mary quickly thought of her options. She silently returned to the hallway, silently picked up the grocery bags, silently left the apartment, quietly closing the door behind her, and went up 1 floor. Standing on the shared balcony and looking down, Mary waited for James and Heidi to come out of the entryway. James returned home around 1 o'clock in the morning. He informed his wife that he was running late for work. "That's okay, love," Mary said. "I've been offered a lovely apartment, but I don't have enough money. If you could borrow from someone." "I don't have anyone to borrow from," James said defiantly. "Then we'll be without an apartment," Mary remarked dryly. "We'll continue to live in this one. The kids will be back from Grandma's in a week. It'll be great." "Can't we find an apartment within our budget?" asked James. "I don't want another one," shouted Mary, throwing a slipper at James with anger. The slipper hit James in the nose before he could react. "I want that one," shouted Mary. "So think, my love. Either we stay here or we find the 3 million. James realized that Mary was being serious, not joking. It was the first time he had ever seen her so angry. "But where are we going to get that much money?" thought James, wiping the bloody nose from his face. What if? Heidi has that kind of money. She has even more than that. She said she's buying a 2-bedroom apartment next month. For 3 long hours, James begged Heidi to lend him the money. He begged, crawled on his knees, and convinced her that it was the right thing to do. Heidi finally agreed, believing that she would get more benefit from James' divorce. "My love, I managed to get the rest of the money," exclaimed James joyfully. "Lucky you and Heidi," Mary thought to herself. "You two are definitely made for each other." "Well, you got what you wanted," Mary replied calmly. "Why would you want to yell about it? Do you know how hard it was?" said James enthusiastically. "I can only imagine," Mary replied. "No, my love, you can't even imagine," James said, remembering how he had humbled himself in front of Heidi, almost begging her for money. "To truly imagine, you have to be—" Okay, good for you," Mary interrupted him. "We can finalize the deal tomorrow." "James, do you really need me to be there?" Mary asked. "Why do I need you there? I'm selling my condo. It's a simple process and I don't need your help to buy another one," replied Mary, surprised. "Fair enough," James replied. His wife thought to herself, "You, my dear, are quite cunning. But I'm not naive either. You can spend as much as you want, but remember that after the divorce, half of it will still be mine." After selling the old apartment and buying a new one, Mary registered it in her mother's name, explaining her actions to her mother. As the saying goes, the wool from the poor sheep is still the wool from the poor sheep, Mary remarked after completing the transaction. Meanwhile, James and Heidi were celebrating their successful search for an apartment in a rental house when the doorbell rang. "Who could it be?" wondered Heidi. "Probably the landlady has come to collect the rent. Stay out of sight. I don't want her to see you. You can watch TV while I sort this out," she instructed James and turned on the TV. A knock on the door interrupted their celebration. Heidi opened it and was surprised to see Mary. "Hello, it's me, Mary, James' wife. I've been wanting to meet you for a long time, and I specifically sought you and James out today. I hope it's okay if I come in," Mary said cheerfully. Embarrassed, Heidi led Mary inside and began to take off her boots, expressing her relief that Heidi seemed like a simple and good-hearted person, declaring her unwillingness to dramatize and share a man. "Here are slippers. Here are slippers. Would you like some?" "Slippers. Oh, that's nice. Which way? Where should I go?" "The kitchen, please. Could you direct me to the kitchen, please?" "Oh, how nice. Kitchen." Mary went to the kitchen, looking around the apartment with curiosity. Mary went into the kitchen, looking around the apartment with curiosity. "It's nice here," Mary said. "It's really nice here. Do you like it?" "I like it very much," said Mary. "Yes, I like it very much," Mary replied. "Shall I call James? Shall I tell James? Why, Don't pay any attention to him. I've come to you, Haiti. I don't need James anymore. Forget about him. I came here to see you, Heidi. What do you mean? I mean that he's yours now, Mary said. I mean he belongs to you now, Mary said. Completely and totally. I'm happy for James. I really am. Completely and totally. I'm really happy for James. Why would you be happy for him? Haiti asked, confused. Well, of course I am, Mary exclaimed. Because if he leaves me, he'll marry you. And nowadays you marry at 40 without an apartment. Such a thing is possible only out of great love. What do you mean, without an apartment? Haiti was surprised. What do you mean, not having an apartment? Haiti exclaimed in surprise. Allow me, but I know for a fact that you sold your apartment and bought a new one. What does that mean? What? Mary's eyes widened with fear. We'll share, Haiti said, and it would turn out that James wasn't such an unprofitable fiancé in his 40s. We're not sharing, Mary said, and it's not working out with James. Why? Haiti didn't understand. Why couldn't it work? Because I actually sold my apartment, Mary said. I never bought a new one. How did you manage not to buy it? Haiti asked nervously. James told me they bought it, she added. He's such a dreamer, Mary remarked. As a child, he burrowed into fairy tales and fantasy novels. Sometimes his imagination takes over. You have to take everything he says with a pinch of salt. Mary went over all the details of the deal, leaving Heidi speechless as she listened intently. It was a pleasure to meet you, Heidi. Please give my regards to my husband. We will need to discuss the remaining issues in the divorce, such as alimony. You look depressed, Heidi. Take some time to think things through. I know you have a lot to think about. Don't worry about walking me out. As Mary left, Haiti entered the room, and from her expression, James realized that something terrible had